Hello, my name is Tim Weigel. I'm New York State IPM grape specialist and also the team leader for the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. We're here in a Riesling vineyard. We have a problem. How do we figure out what happened? If you look here, we have the Riesling clusters. We're about at harvest, and you look and say, man, this really does not look like a harvestable crop, and it really isn't. We had problems with powdery mildew. Came in very early. You can see that it took out a number of the berries. One of the good things that happened is that it got very dry shortly after this happened. We had sunny weather, temperatures in the mid 80s, and it dried up the infections and also reduced the amount of botrytis and secondary rots that we would have gotten from a powdery mildew infection like this. So what happened? What I did was, working with the grower, we went back and we got the spray records, looked at what the sprays were, and then we went on the Network for Environment and Weather Applications, or NUA, and we were able to go back through and look at what infection periods had occurred during that time. So we could link up infection periods, leaf wetting period, the amount of rainfall that we got, link that up to the spray records, and what we found was using good materials, had good spray intervals, and they were applied at the correct time. So why did we get this? Started looking a little bit further into it, and what we found was that someone new was using the sprayer, and it was a over-the-row sprayer. And you can see that we're using metal posts here. They're a little bit higher in some areas than you're used to. And so being new, didn't want to snag the over-the-row hood on the post, so we kept it up a little bit higher. And once we determined that, you can see fruit's very well exposed. If it got a spray, it should have taken care of the problem, but the boom never got down to the point. Bottom nozzles were shut off and really did not get the amount of spray for good spray coverage that it would need to take care of the problem. Once we figured out that problem, we're able to drop the hood a little bit. Got good spray coverage after that, and you can see that the berries that weren't infected early on are maturing and are actually in pretty good shape. They're starting to get to the point where they're about ready to pick if we come through and do some real selective picking. A lot of times when we see a problem like this in the vineyard, the first thought is, oh, I have resistance, the material isn't working, need to change it, contact the chemical rep, this and that. I think this instance here shows you the importance of having good spray records, making sure that you keep really good scouting records, and also making sure that you have weather records that you trust. The best thing to do is to have at least a rain gauge and a high-low thermometer on your location. And you can, here in the Lake Erie region, we have a number of weather stations that run from the lake up to the escarpment in 3 different areas. And so you can extrapolate information from that. The best is to have a piece of weather equipment on your property. But like I said, if you can have that high-low thermometer and a rain gauge, that'll give you the basic information that you need to be able to extrapolate out. So don't automatically judge what happened. Collect all your information that you have available and make an informed decision. So that wraps it up for today. If you have any questions, comments, you can give me a call or you can put it in the comment sections down at the bottom of the page.